In this tutorial, I want to talk about items. This is one of the most robust features of your site, and it's also something where you'll probably be updating and editing quite a bit. And so if we come to furniture and we come to dining, I'm just picking one of them, you're going to notice that there's the various items that are generated for that category, subcategory, or category. And you'll notice as you scroll down, it has an infinite, uh, the dots are, it's an infinite scroller. So it helps with pictures loading that they don't load until they reach that section. But what we're going to look at here is that you have this here, and it seems like, that doesn't seem to belong in dining. But we're going to go and edit it, and then we're going to look at it. This is the name of it, the image. This is the category belongs furniture. It has a SKU number, so if they have SKUs, you can put them in there. The line, and then here's the various categories. So it's in accents, it's in bedrooms, and it's in dining, in cabinet. And so if we uncheck these two, save this item, we go back to dining, which it'll go back to since we were there, you'll notice it's gone. But if we go back and we notice, it actually really did belong there, which it did. Somebody else chose at a different point. That's one of the items that it cross pollinates. Come back to cabinet, save it, and now we're going to see that it's back there. And if we actually use these buttons here to filter, that's another way to see less items, and you'll notice it there. So that's one way to edit items. You can actually edit them individually, but that would take, I mean, if it's a one shot, you're seeing you need to update a name, or maybe we don't have pricing, so just the picture or whatever, you can do it there. But we also created a backend for to be able to look at items in a bigger global way. And so if you go to the site, if you go to the address bar and put after ErnestThompson.com, you put /items, you're going to go to the main view of all the items specifically. And actually, let me go here first. Let's go to content, and you'll notice you could do it as well here. And I already filtered it down for items. But see, if you filter it down for items, you have page after page after page of items. And a lot of them have various similar names. It's hard to tell what items what. And so we create it again. If we come here after the .com /items, we created a custom backend for you that allows you to see all the items in their subcategories with images in rows and columns, and it just makes it easier to work with any of the items. So say you have this or more, you can change the name. It can go if it belongs in a different. Here's the subcategories that it goes into, and it has various ones. And as you update these, you want to come down here to the very bottom of each page and save it, and see this 1 of 12. But here you get to see it, and the way that these items are here. Let's go back up here. You get to see the titles, the lines, the categories, and if we just want to see Southwest Spanish Craftsman items, you'll see like right now it's displaying 265 because it's all the furniture. Now we're seeing 99 because there's 99 Southwest. And again, you can scroll through it and see each of the items that make up that. And here you can update each one. And so you can go through each one and update it, any of the information on it, SKU numbers that they have. This last column here is for the finish. If there's a finish that you want to pick, you can also do this in cabinetry. Cabinetry is very similar, except it has a couple more specific things because there were some copyright issues with some of the images. So we added this category here. So like this person's name is part of how that image comes out, but here's the categories they belong to, the lines, they're featured, they go to the top, and they're all cabinetries. And so we created these two specific. When you're logged in, you can only see these when you're logged in, and they're items. And you can jump back and forth between items and items cabinetry by this button here. Either through you can go down to the brands, or the lines, sorry. or you can go into the cabinetry, or so that'll jump you to the cabinetry or the furniture. And so that's one of the bigger items for the site. This is a more global view. You can work on a lot of different items. You can add more items. When you want to add another item, you want to do it here in content. And so we'll come back to content, and we want to add content here, or you can actually scroll and add the content here in the items. And so you can do the upload images, and what that does, so item, if you have, you could drop in the one image, so you would drop in that one image, go next, and then walk right through. And the reason we did that is because if you have 10 new items or 20 new items, you can drop all the images in here, and then one by one, or globally, you can pick the category they belong to, and then you can edit one by one each of the items. And when you go to edit an item, after you add it, let's come back here, you'll see it like this, which is how you saw it when you click the edit item, or so you can individually like add the information, the name, all the various things from the type, the line, the categories, the finish, textures, materials. There's quite a bit of information you can add for each of the items and update and stuff. And so that is items. And that's the end of this tutorial.